Hello, my friends, from one of my favorite places in the world. What are some of your favorite places in the world that you would love to be at if money was not a thing and you had more freedom of your time? I teach financial freedom classes. It's all about education and opportunity and what to do with the opportunity if you have the right education so you can make it work for you. If you're sincerely interested in that whole concept and you're not a too good to be truer type of person, and you've been looking at my content and you like my content, so in other words, you're at least somewhat familiar with me or very familiar with me. So, you just know me to be a credible person and you're sincerely interested in this whole financial freedom concept that equates to a freedom of time concept, because that's really what we want. I don't think it's so much financial freedom in the end game. The end game is we want to be able to do what we want with our time and spend it how we wish, because we've got a birth date and a death date, which we don't really have control over, but that dash in the middle of those two dates, that's what counts. And we want the freedom to spend that dash, to spend our time how we wish, instead of worrying about how bills are going to be paid and how we're going to be covered financially. We want to be able to put our energy, our heart, and our soul into creating experiences of whatever that's going to look like for us, to live our dreams, right? So if that turns you on, private message me and I'll get you some info out that I personally put together. And if it looks good to you, we'll do it. And if it doesn't look good to you, we won't do it. And feel free to share this video with other people, okay? So this is one of the things I like doing with my free time, going to the beach. I also like to spend time with my parents. I also like to travel. I like to work for free on various fundraisers and things that I really deeply care about, like healing people from cancer with nature instead of pharmaceuticals, like the Gerson therapy does. So I like to do things for them. And I like the King's Ransom Foundation. They feed kids throughout the world who are starving to death. And they also rescue them from human trafficking rings, which is a big global problem. I also like to rail against factory farming that systematically abuses and tortures farm animals. And I like to rail against big business interests that make their money literally by harming their consumer base and poisoning them. I do all kinds of things that I'm able to do and spend my time in ways that I want to spend it without having to punch in a clock or out of a clock or to check with a gatekeeper or somebody that could say yes or no. Like, at a job, which you have to run it by somebody who could deny you time you want to take off. And also to have the resource available called money. It's a necessity, like it or not. So attach a good energy to money and let money be a result of spreading something good, a health benefit instead of a sickness, right? I heart people, like it says in my profile, I heart people who have the guts to be themselves, to live, to laugh, and to make lots of money, spreading health and wealth instead of sickness and poverty, like other companies do. They make their money on sickness and poverty. What is wrong with them? So let's do the opposite. Let's make lots of money, spreading health and wealth. And let that be how we create tomorrow's millionaires and billionaires. Doesn't that sound like more fun? Absolutely. So I'll hear from some of you very soon. Feel free to share this video. And my website, if you want to check me out more, is tombergenmeyer.com. Just like it's spelled here on social media, but take out the space, tombergenmeyer.com. So bye for now, and I'll talk to you soon.